Hi, my name is Di Wills, and let me introduce you to my next production titled Blood Gravy. In 2017, I travelled to the Adelaide Fringe Festival on a program called the Honeypot, which is supportive of producers who are looking to purchase new work. I then came home and was challenged to create a show for a visiting audience. It was the CMCA, which was the Caravan Motorhome Clubs Australia, and I wrote a show called Grey Nomads vs. the World. Now, that show was never really intended to tour. It was never written as a touring product. But the immediate feedback I got was that it needs to hit the road. It needs to travel. So one of my first assessments was to attempt to have that show tour. Unfortunately, due to time constraints and the fact that it is such a massive beast, considering the show has 2 vehicles, it would need 2 additional vehicle supports. It has a cast of 7. It would need 2 production crew. It starts to be a lot of time and a lot of money, and I didn't have that to contribute to both. But what I did have was the inspiration of going to that Adelaide Fringe Festival and being a part of that producers program. And the shows that really spoke to me, like genuinely spoke to me, they were the one-man shows. They were the smaller venues. They were the audience connection and interaction. And it surprises me to think back that the next show I wrote was one that had such a large cast and so many moving parts. So in reflecting, I have chosen my next work to be a show that is a one-man show, that is very tourable, and also for particularly our community really pushes the boundaries. Bundaberg is a very conservative community, and so my next production is titled Blood Gravy. Blood Gravy is it's a comedy, but the whole question and its purpose is, have we gone down the path of consumerism just too far? When is enough enough? And the extension of that is looking at the human flesh. So it is an interactive piece, and the context is that audience members arrive at Udi's Cafe. It is designed to be seat 60 people, which is perfect, and we are presenting the show as a theatre restaurant. So audiences will arrive and have a plate of mystery meats, and then they will sit down and enjoy a show. From a production perspective, in the management, here's the trick. I have booked the venue. I have the context of the show written down in notes. I have my actor, which I engaged very early on back in 2017 when this first concept came up. And I even had the images back in 2017, just not the space and time to write it. But now is the time. In fact, to write it, now is the time, because it hasn't been written yet. And I don't fear that, because as audience members, you arrive as members of the Secret Society of Cannibals, and you are given envelopes because you are part of the show. You will be delivering certain sections of the annual general meeting of the Secret Society of Cannibals. So our one actor is the chairman, and the audience are all the rest of the members. And just like an AGM, there is presidents, secretaries, treasurers, patrons, and then there is an extensive subcommittee report, which includes things like the ethics committee and the hunters and gatherers and the recipe committee and the herbologist. The content is meant to make you laugh out loud, but also a little bit ooh. And I have no idea of the audience. But from the venue, so from Susie and Jenny at Udi's, they have had incredible interest already from a Facebook post that we established for the event. And here is where I would like them to share their thoughts on the show now.
So a while ago we were approached by a really awesome creative friend called Di. Di. And she came to us with a concept about a dinner theatre show which sparked our interest straight away, and she called it Blood Gravy.
I think it's super interesting.
I think it's super interesting as well. What thoughts did that put in your head?
Look, when Di first suggested, because we've always wanted to do dinner theatre, obviously.
Yeah, we have.
We always thought it would be something great to do at Udi's. And it was just such an interesting and different idea, which we love.
Yeah.
And it just sparked, even that initial conversation sparked so many thoughts and ideas about menus and atmosphere and all of those sort of things.
Yeah.
So it was very, very, if that one conversation could get us that interested, I can imagine what the entire show is going to do. So
it's about start to finish. It's about creating an entire experience for the audience members. So from the time they walk in the front door and sit down and how they feel and how they react to maybe like props and that sort of thing.
And I think it's very
really cool.
interactive, and I think that's something that we'd always envisioned but never really
didn't know how to pull it together.
We think Di's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Now for the rest of the production. The script has to be written. I don't find that a challenge. I feel that the style of having it at an AGM means that the structure is already in place. So for the rest of the production, there is production templates, there is budgets. We will be filming and taking photos during the second show of the season, which all of 2 shows, and that means that we will have the materials able to pitch to festivals. I will be travelling to Arts Ablaze in October in the Gold Coast Hinterland and pitching the show there, as well as attending PAX in the Sunshine Coast, which is a performing arts buyers and sellers market. So by the time these marketplaces roll around, we will have performed our show, we will have the marketing collateral, and we will have the enthusiasm and time to be able to throw into selling this show. It is designed to go to fringe festivals. So we are targeting Adelaide Fringe Festival, the Perth Fringe. We'll be looking at Bondi Feast. We'll be going to the Darwin Fringe Festival and ultimately the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And that is the pinnacle of most companies and possibly the riskiest as well. But we are hoping that it will travel across a lot of metro and regional centres and internationally. So I would say watch this space. It is very exciting, and with the project templates and budgets and the venue booked, the work that's scheduled to be workshopped in 2 weeks' time, the fact that the show already has an integral structure, I'm not at a place of concern. I am at a place of excitement, and I look forward to sharing the development of this show with you. Thank you.